Hi everyone, hope you had a wonderful week. This is Victoria from crushcrypto.com and welcome to this week's market update on the crypto space. The price action in the last few days shows that things never get boring in the crypto markets. In the span of a few days, Bitcoin went from $9,000 to $11,300, dropped down to $9,600 within 5 hours, went back up 10%, and crashed down to as low as $9,100 just 24 hours after hitting its all-time high. Bitcoin ended the week back at near all-time high levels at over $11,000, up 26% from the previous week. Ether had a similar story. It went from 460 to as high as 515, crashing down to just under 400 a day later. Ether prices settled at around $460, basically unchanged from a week ago. After a big price surge in the previous week, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold corrected by 9% and 16% last week as trading volumes fell around 30%. Meanwhile, decentralized public blockchain Cardano outperformed other major cryptocurrencies this week with a 335% price increase with a significant surge in trading volume. Cardano released a newsletter earlier in the week that talks about the imminent launch of rocket.chat, which is the project's new messaging platform. It is similar to Slack, but aims to protect against spams and scams better. The tokens also did fairly well this week. Status token outperformed with a 113% weekly gain, ending the week as the number 10 largest token in terms of market cap. The Status team announced they have partnered with Siren Labs to preload Status on all Finny devices, which aims to be the world's most secure blockchain phone for everyday use. They also provided other updates in their latest development progress recap. Market leader EOS was one of the top performers with a 91% price increase last week as volumes jumped over 100%. Ardor, Golem, and Salt also rallied with double-digit price increases. On to developments in the cryptocurrency world. Nasdaq is planning to introduce Bitcoin futures next year, potentially as early as the second quarter. Nasdaq's Bitcoin futures and contracts will be listed on Nasdaq Futures. Nasdaq is the third major exchange operator in the US to introduce crypto derivatives after their competitors, CME Group and CBOE Global Markets, announced their plans earlier. Nasdaq, CME, and CBOE are heavily regulated, which should help make institutional investors more comfortable investing in the crypto market and, in particular, make Bitcoin more mainstream. Nasdaq's listing of Bitcoin futures will likely trigger others to follow suit. Other major exchanges are actively assessing the potential of listing Bitcoin futures on their exchanges and the trading platforms. The Russian Association of Blockchain and Cryptocurrency is working on developing a global rating standard for ICOs in collaboration with representatives from 30 countries. The association includes Vladimir Putin's internet advisor, Herman Klemenko, so it looks like they would probably be able to get domestic support. However, they plan to extend to foreign ICOs and provide an objective global standard. There are no details yet on what that might look like or the timeline, but it should be a pretty interesting development for the ICO space. Meanwhile, Herman Klemenko also stated that the association is working with Russia's central bank to potentially impose investment restrictions on ICOs. At the moment, they have discussed implementing an investment ceiling as low as $1,000 per project and $10,000 per year per person. During a White House press briefing earlier in the week, Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said that Bitcoin is being monitored by the White House. While she did not share specific briefings or announcements, she said that the Homeland Security team is keeping an eye on Bitcoin as well and brought it up in a meeting earlier. While President Trump has not spoken publicly about Bitcoin yet, a few of his people appear to support it. The White House Budget Director and Acting Director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau co-founded the Congressional Blockchain Caucus. The Blockchain Caucus recently introduced the Cryptocurrency Tax Fairness Act of 2017 to Congress. The bipartisan bill would exempt transactions under $600 from reporting capital gains and would help drive mainstream adoption of Bitcoin. In the past year, Coinbase has been up against the IRS, or Internal Revenue Service, which is a tax collection agency under the U.S. federal government. The IRS wanted to get copies of all of Coinbase's U.S. customer records between 2013 and 2015. The government initially was looking to obtain the private financial records of around 500,000 customers. Coinbase reported a few days ago that they won a partial victory in federal court. They were able to narrow it down to 14,000 customers from 500,000, and also the amount of data they need to hand over has been significantly reduced. The 14,000 customers affected are those who had the highest transaction volumes. In other news related to Coinbase, there were reports that Coinbase has surpassed the number of users that the brokerage firm Charles Schwab has. Coinbase has around 13 million users, while Schwab has 10.6 million users at the end of 2016. Although the magnitude of assets controlled by Schwab is still significantly higher, the surge in Coinbase users illustrates a growing interest in cryptocurrencies. This chart shows the impressive growth in Coinbase customers since 2013. And to conclude this week's news, the founder of TechCrunch, Michael Arrington, announced that he will be raising $100 million for a hedge fund that will participate in ICOs and invest in crypto assets. The fund will be called Arrington XRP Capital and will include others including Heather Hard, a former CEO of TechCrunch. The XRP in the name refers to Ripple, as all of the fund's limited partners are required to make investments in the Ripple coin first. The fund also plans to use Ripple for distributions and for fees. Thank you very much for watching our market update this week. Please check out our weekly report at crushcrypto.com for more information and links to other articles and news from this week. Hope you have a great day and we'll see you again next week.